Did you know that this city played an important role in building a naval fleet that fought a sea battle on the Great Lakes? From its earliest inhabitants to being a major brewing innovator, on today's episode of Flyby History, we'll be exploring the history of Erie, Pennsylvania. Erie, Pennsylvania was originally inhabited by the Erie's Native American tribe. The name Erie comes from their name. The Erie people, also known as Nation du Chat, were indigenous people historically living on the south shore of Lake Erie. An Iroquoian group, they lived in what is now western New York, northwestern Pennsylvania, and northern Ohio before 1658. Their nation was decimated in the mid-17th century by 5 years of prolonged warfare during the Beaver Wars for control of the fur trade. Fort Presque Isle was a fort built by French soldiers in the summer of 1753 along Presque Isle Bay at present-day Erie, Pennsylvania, to protect the northern terminus of the Venango Path. It was the first of the French posts built in the Ohio country and was part of a line that included Fort Le Boeuf, Fort Machault, and Fort de Quinze. After the 1759 British victory at the Battle of Fort Niagara, the French burned the fort and retreated from the area. The British built a new fort, Presque Isle, which was captured by Native Americans during Pontiac's Rebellion. On June 19, 1763, the fort was surrounded by about 250 Ottawas, Ojibwas, Wyandots, and Senecas. After holding out for 2 days, the garrison of approximately 60 men surrendered on the condition that they could return to Fort Pitt. Most were instead killed upon emerging from the fort. At the beginning of the War of 1812, the British Royal Navy controlled the Great Lakes, except for Lake Huron. In 1813, Commodore Oliver Hazard Perry was given the task of building a fleet on Lake Erie to challenge the British, who had been dominating the lake. He supervised the construction of 9 ships at Presque Isle, now Erie, Pennsylvania, and sailed them out to engage the British. On September 10, 1813, Perry's fleet engaged the British fleet under the command of Robert Harriet Barclay in the Battle of Lake Erie. After a fierce battle, Perry's flagship, the Lawrence, was badly damaged. The British commander, Robert Harriet Barclay, thought that Perry would surrender it and sent a small boat to request that the American vessel pull down its flag. Faithful to the words of his battle flag, "Don't give up the ship," he then had his men row him a half-mile in the middle of a naval battle, and he transferred to the Niagara, which had been held in reserve. Perry famously sailed the Niagara directly into the British lines, breaking their formation and causing chaos. The other American ships followed suit, and the British were soon forced to surrender. After the battle, Perry sent a now famous message to General William Henry Harrison: "We have met the enemy, and they are ours." The victory made Perry a national hero and helped boost morale for the American cause in the war. Perry continued to serve in the Navy after the war and was promoted to the rank of captain. He died of yellow fever in 1819, at the age of 34. On April 14th of 1851, Erie, Pennsylvania was officially incorporated as a city. Prior to that, Erie had been a borough, having been granted that status by the Pennsylvania legislature in 1805. The decision to incorporate Erie as a city was made in response to the rapid growth and development of the town. Erie had become a major center of commerce and industry, thanks in large part to its location on Lake Erie and the Erie Canal, which provides access to markets in the east. The first mayor of Erie was Thomas G. Colt. Hidden beneath the surface of Erie's history lies a story of courage, perseverance, and freedom. The Underground Railroad, which was a secret network of people in safe houses, played a vital role in helping enslaved people escape to freedom in the North. Erie, Pennsylvania was a key location on this network, providing a haven for freedom seekers and risking everything to help them on their journey to freedom. Erie's importance as a hub on the Underground Railroad cannot be overstated. It was a key stop on the journey from the slave states to Canada, and many freedom seekers passed through here on their way to freedom. Today, we can still see the legacy of these brave individuals in the many landmarks and historic sites that commemorate their efforts. So the next time you walk the streets of Erie, remember the hidden history that lies beneath your feet. Erie, Pennsylvania played a significant role in the early days of America's oil rush. In the late 1850s, a young man named George Bissell discovered that oil could be refined into kerosene, a valuable fuel for lighting lamps. Together with Edwin Drake, Bissell opened a refinery in Erie, Pennsylvania, and soon the town was bustling with activity as people rushed to profit from the new oil boom. Today, the site of the original refinery is marked with a historical plaque, a testament to Erie's important role in the early days of America's oil industry. So next time you're in Erie, take a moment to appreciate the city's rich history and its contribution to America's oil rush. The 1915 flood of Erie, Pennsylvania is a reminder of one of the worst natural disasters to hit the region. The flood was caused by a massive storm that dumped over 9 inches of rain in less than 24 hours. At the time, this was calculated to be a 650-year storm. And this led to the overflow of the city's creeks and a breakdown of its dams. The floodwaters submerged entire neighborhoods and caused widespread damage, leaving over 30 people dead and thousands homeless. The city of Erie quickly mobilized rescue and relief efforts, though, with volunteers and aid coming from across the country. The flood also spurred major infrastructure changes, including the construction of new flood walls and dams to prevent future disasters. Today, the 1915 flood serves as a testament to the resilience and strength of the people of Erie in the face of adversity. Erie was once home to a thriving grape-growing industry and played an important role in the development of the American wine industry. The Concord grape, which is still widely used today in grape juice and jelly, was first cultivated in the town of Westfield, New York, just across the state line from Erie. However, it was in Erie that the grape was first grown on a large scale and turned into wine. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, Erie's grape growers were among the largest in the country, and the city was home to several wineries, including the Pennsylvania Grape Industry Company, which was the largest grape juice manufacturer in the world at the time. Today, the grape industry is still an important part of the region's agricultural heritage, and Erie is home to several wineries and vineyards that produce a variety of award-winning wines. Erie is also known for its vibrant brewing industry with over a dozen craft breweries located in the city. In fact, Erie is named the next great beer town by Bon Appetit magazine in 2015, thanks to its diverse range of high-quality breweries and beer-focused events. Erie has a long history of brewing, dating back to the mid-19th century when German immigrants established the city's first breweries. Some of the most popular breweries in Erie include Erie Brewing Company, Lavery Brewing Company, and Voodoo Brewery. These breweries are known for their creative and innovative brews as well as their commitment to using locally sourced ingredients whenever possible. In addition to its breweries, Erie is also home to several beer-focused events throughout the year, such as the Erie Microbrew Fest and the Erie Ale Trail, which offers a self-guided tour of the city's breweries and brew pubs. Overall, Erie's craft brewing industry has become a major draw for tourists and locals alike, and has helped to establish the city as a hub for beer lovers in the region. The Erie Art Museum is located in downtown Erie and can trace its history back to the 1890s with the Art Club of Erie, which makes it one of the oldest museums in the United States and has a diverse collection of over 8,000 objects from a variety of cultures and time periods. The museum's collection includes paintings, sculptures, prints, and photographs as well. As decorative arts, textiles, and objects from ancient cultures, the museum has a strong collection of contemporary art with works by regional, national, and international artists. In addition to its permanent collection, the Erie Art Museum hosts temporary exhibits throughout the year featuring a wide range of artists and themes. The museum also offers educational programs for children and adults, including classes, workshops, and lectures. The Erie Art Museum facilities were expanded and renovated in 2002 with the addition of a new wing that includes galleries, a performance space, and a cafe. The museum's collection and programs are supported by donations, grants, and membership, and it is a popular cultural destination in the Erie community. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the history of Erie. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated on our latest content. Let's keep exploring together on Fly By History.